DJI just launched the Pocket 4, and the official specs reveal 7 key upgrades over the Pocket 3. But here's the question, which of these actually matter and which are just spec sheet filler? Let me break down what's real and what's marketing. Multiple reviewers are calling the Pocket 4 a polished evolutionary upgrade, not a revolutionary one. This matches exactly what leaker Igor Bogdanov said when he called it boring, incremental refinement across the board. So let's analyze the 7 main upgrades and separate what's meaningful from what's just numbers on paper. The Pocket 4 still shoots 4K video with a 1-inch sensor, just like Pocket 3. DJI claims a new sensor with 14 stops of dynamic range, expanding to 16 in low light mode. 10-bit color depth and revised D-Log profile are now available. The question is whether these processing improvements translate to noticeably better footage in real-world use, or if they're differences you'd only catch in side-by-side lab tests. Until independent comparisons come out, it's hard to say. This is genuinely impressive. The Pocket 4 shoots 4K at 240 frames per second for 8 times slow motion. Pocket 3 maxed out at 120 fps in 4K. Most cameras offering 240 fps drop to 1080p quality. DJI keeping this at 4K resolution is a legitimate technical achievement. This matters for action content creators. Subject tracking gets upgraded to Active Track 7.0. It now works in photo mode with 2x zoom and in D-Log profile. None of these worked with Pocket 3's Active Track 6.0. Early reports suggest this is some of the stickiest subject tracking available in this category. If subject tracking is critical to your workflow, this upgrade has practical value. If you rarely use it, it's irrelevant. Photo resolution jumps from 9.4 megapixels to 37 megapixels in super photo mode. Sounds dramatic until you read the fine print. Regular photo mode stays the same at roughly 4K equivalent resolution. The 37 megapixel mode only works in 1:1 aspect ratio, dropping to 33 megapixels in 16:9. This is computational photography, not a hardware sensor upgrade. Useful for specific use cases, but not a universal improvement. The upgraded joystick now responds to pressure for variable speed gimbal movement. 2 new buttons under the screen provide shortcuts for zoom and other controls when shooting horizontal. The gimbal arm now has electronic contacts and magnetic surface for the new magnetic fill light accessory. The light output is minimal and only useful in dimly lit spaces, but it's a practical addition for the creator combo. These ergonomic refinements won't show up in spec sheets, but improve actual shooting experience. The Pocket 4 has a 1545 mAh battery, 20% larger than Pocket 3's 1300 mAh unit. DJI claims up to 4 hours recording 1080p at 24 fps with wireless and screen off. 4K runtime will be significantly less. Faster charging is notable. 100% charge in 32 minutes or 80% in 18 minutes using DJI's 65-watt PD charger sold separately. Real-world battery life depends entirely on your shooting settings, but 20% more capacity is meaningful. The Pocket 4 includes 107 GB of internal storage. Pocket 3 had 0. Both support microSD cards, but Pocket 4 adds a protective door over the SD slot. Internal storage means you can shoot without worrying about forgetting your SD card. The protected slot prevents accidental ejection. Simple practical improvements. There's no US pricing or availability at launch. UK pricing is £429 for Essential Combo or £549 for Creator Combo. The US market delay is unusual and suggests possible regulatory or supply chain complications. These are incremental refinements across the board: better slow motion, improved tracking, bigger battery, built-in storage, and ergonomic tweaks. Nothing fundamentally changes what the Pocket camera does or how you use it. So the official specs confirm what the leaks suggested. The Pocket 4 is a polished evolutionary upgrade. If you own a Pocket 3, most of these improvements won't justify the cost unless you specifically need 4K at 240 fps or desperately want better subject tracking. If you're buying your first pocket camera, either model works fine.